It is Wednesday. It's the 4th of December. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Central live from Hong Kong. Making news today. The U.S. Vice President is on a delicate mission in China. Joe Biden is in Beijing following a quick stop in Japan. He's looking to boost U.S. ties with the world's #2 economy, but he also plans to press China on its controversial new air defense zone. Biden has said the air zone is an effort by China to unilaterally change the status quo in the East China Sea. David McKenzie joins us now from Beijing. And David, it's not exactly the kind of words the Chinese want to hear.
Well, certainly not the words they want to hear, and though it was a warm welcome for Vice President Joe Biden.
All right, David, thank you. David McKenzie there live for us from Beijing. Russia is taking issue with NATO after the military alliance criticized Ukraine for using excessive force against street protesters. NATO also said Kiev must allow its people the right to freely express themselves. The warning followed a week of unrest and violence on the streets of the capital. These are the latest scenes in Independence Square. While tensions remain high in Ukraine, a temporary calm has been restored in Thailand after similar scenes of unrest there. For the past week, anti-government protesters have been filling the streets of Bangkok to demand the prime minister resign, but the demonstrators and the government have agreed to a truce to honor the 86th birthday of Thailand's beloved king. We're watching CNN News Central live from Hong Kong. Breaking ranks in Syria, some government soldiers defected to the rebels. Now they're switching allegiances again and telling CNN why. You're watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. A little-known Sunni group is claiming responsibility for the killing of a Hezbollah commander near Lebanon's capital. The Free Sunni Baalbek Brigade says it shot to death Hassan al-Lakis early today outside his home in Beirut. CNN cannot confirm the claim, which appeared on social media. Hezbollah is blaming Israel for killing al-Lakis, an allegation Israel denies. CNN's Nick Payton-Walsh joins us now live from Beirut with more on this. What more is known about this group, this group that has allegedly claimed responsibility? Nick?
Well, as you pointed out, there's no real evidence to suggest they were behind it, but their claim on social media is the only claim of responsibility.
Nick Payton-Walsh there live for us from Beirut. Thank you. Now, across the border, it's been nearly 3 years since civil war erupted in Syria, and during that time, we've seen some high-ranking officials defect to the rebels, but now some who joined the Free Syrian Army are returning to the government side. CNN's Fred Pleitgen takes a closer look at why this is happening.
Adversaries battling each other in Syria's civil war seem beyond reconciliation.
Some of the other stories we're following for you here at CNN News Center. The engineer involved in Sunday's derailment in New York may have been dozing off before the train flew off the tracks. That's information from a union representative who's been talking to the engineer. The train was traveling at more than 130 kilometers an hour on a curve intended for 48. The crash killed 4 people and injured dozens more. 8 banks have been fined a total of more than $2 billion for operating as a cartel in the interest rate derivatives industry. The record fine was imposed by the European Commission. Hong Kong is suspending the import of live chickens from 3 farms in the mainland Chinese city of Shenzhen after its first human case of H7N9 avian flu. Officials are also inspecting Hong Kong chicken farms and poultry wholesale markets. A 36-year-old Indonesian woman is in critical condition in hospital after contracting the bird flu virus. 3 football stadiums in Brazil that will host World Cup matches next year will not be ready in time for a deadline set by FIFA. A target date had been set for the end of this year, but construction problems have slowed the projects down. FIFA says the stadiums will definitely be finished before the tournament, one hopes. And UN nuclear experts say Japan has been making progress in cleaning up and shutting down the crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. A 19-member team from the International Atomic Energy Agency has been monitoring containment efforts at the plant. As the IAEA was giving that assessment, CNN's Anna Corrin got exclusive access deep inside the devastated nuclear plant This is the closest a journalist has been allowed to get to the recovery efforts underway. Well, Anna joins us now live from Iwaki City in Japan with more on what you saw, Anna.
Well, Monita, I think it is fair to say that TEPCO, the plant operator, is making progress, some 2.5 years.
Right, Anna, thank you very much for that. Anna Corin there live for us from Iwaki City in Japan. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Celebrity chef Nigella Lawson testifies at the fraud trial of... You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Celebrity chef Nigella Lawson has denied drug use, and that's according to British media reports. The comments were made as part of her testimony at the fraud trial of 2 former aides. Francesca and Elisabetta Grillo are accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars on company credit cards while now from live outside the courthouse in London. Aaron, what more has been said for inside?
Hi, Monita. That's right. Nigella Lawson arriving earlier this morning here at the courthouse.
Thank you very much for that. Aaron McLaughlin live from outside the courthouse there for us. A strong storm threatens much of northern Europe with some pretty powerful winds. Our meteorologist Mari Ramos is at the World Weather Center with more on that. Hi, Mari.
Hello, Monita. Good to see you. You know what? This is a big storm in the sense that it's going to be covering a very widespread area over the next couple of days. Back to you.
Gosh, I was in Canada just 2 weeks ago. I think I escaped that Arctic blast.
There you go.
Mari, thank you very much for that. Now, it seems the stereotypes may be true. Men and women's brains are wired differently. At least that's according to a new study that looked at nearly 1,000 brain scans. Scientists say they found, on average, women's brains were highly connected across the left and right hemispheres. One researcher says that indicates women's brains are wired to better integrate emotion and reason. You're watching CNN News Center. I'm Monita Rajpal live at CNN Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us. I'll update the news headlines in just a few minutes.